You spent 3 weeks building the feature, unit test pass, integration test pass, QA signed off, you deploy on Friday. By Monday morning, there are 47 support tickets because a real user clicked a button in a way nobody on your team ever thought to click it. That's not a QA failure, that's a UAT failure. And today we are making sure it never happens to you again. Welcome back to Dev Interview Series on Techly Yours. Every Sunday, one concept that shows you up in interviews, in stand ups, and in production. I am breaking it down so you speak about it like a senior dev, even if you have never touched it before. UAT, user acceptance testing, what it is, what it isn't, how it works, and how to answer every interview question about it without flinching. UAT stands for User Acceptance Testing. It's the final phase of software testing, done before a product goes live, where real end user or business stakeholders verify that the software actually does what it was supposed to do, not what the developer thought it should do, not what the spec said in version 1, what the user actually needs. Here are the key mindset shift. UAT is not about finding bugs, it's about confirming business require. If the business requirements are meeting the goal, your QA team found the bugs, UAT confirms a solution, solves the right problem. If a QA is does it work, UAT is does it work for us. Let's kill the confusion right now, because this is an interview trap. Unit testing, written by devs, test individual functions. Automated integration testing, test how the components talk to each other. Semi automated system testing, it tests the whole system end to end, done by QA. UAT test whether the whole system meets the business requirement, done by end user or clients. The difference, UAT testers don't care about your product code, they care about their workflow. A UAT tester isn't checking if your API returns 200, they are checking if they can process an invoice the same way they did in the old system. So UAT is typically run by the client or the business owner, subject matter experts, and user from the actual business. Sometimes a dedicated UAT team in larger organization is the stakeholders. Here is what lot of junior dev gets wrong. Developers should not run UAT. Why? Because you are too close to the code. You know what the system can't do, so you subconsciously avoid those paths. Real users don't. A 60-year-old accountant will find a bug in your date picker in 4 seconds that your entire QA team missed in 2 sprints. So, a UAT test case is written in plain English. No code, no technical jargon. The structure is like test case ID, objective, precondition, what must be true before the test. Steps, what the user does. Expected result, actual result, pass, failure, login feature. Then we have what the objective is. It's to verify a registered user can log in successfully or not. Precondition, user account exists. Steps, navigate to login page, enter valid email and password, click login. What should be the expected result? A user is redirected to the dashboard. So the actual result is filled during the testing. Pass or fail. Notice, what we have to notice, nothing about HTTP codes, nothing about tokens, but business language only. Then comes alpha versus beta testing. These are types of UAT and they come up in interviews constantly. Alpha testing, that is done in house, real user, but they are inside the company, employees, internal stakeholders, control environment. You are still watching what happens. Beta testing, done externally, a limited group of real users test the product in their own environment. You are not watching, you get feedback, reports, like crash logs, user surveys. So alpha is internal UAT and beta is external UAT. Both are UAT, both happen before public launch. Alpha comes first, beta comes after alpha. Here are UAT questions that actually show up. what is UAT and when does it happen in the SDLC? So the answer will be it's a final testing phase after system testing before production release. It validates business requirement, not technical implementation. The next one could be like, what's the difference between UAT and QA? So QA verifies the system works correctly, UAT verifies the system meets the business needs. QA is technical, UAT is functional and requirement based. Who is responsible for UAT? So business stakeholders, end user or the client, not developers or QA engineers. What do you do if UAT fails? Bugs are logged with business language description and triaged by the severity and routed back to dev for fixes. A retest cycle begins. Regression testing may be triggered. So these are commonly asked questions. So these are the things that tank UAT in real projects. One, starting UAT too late. If UAT is formality at the end and no one expects changes, you have already failed. Second is developers running UAT. We have covered this, that developers don't. Third is no clear acceptance criteria. If testers don't know what pass looks like, every test result is subjective chaos. Then fourth one is skipping UAT because we did it through QA, like thorough QA we have done, and QA and UAT test different things. Skipping one is never justified by the other. Fifth one is not involving users early. UAT basically finds late stage surprises because user weren't involved in requirements, right? So the fix is upstream, not downstream. UAT is where software meets reality. It's not about checkbox before launch. It's the moment you find out if you solve the right problem or not. Now you know what it is, how it works, who runs it, and how to talk about in any interview or team conversation. That's Dev Interview Series. Every Sunday, one topic, zero fluff. Hit subscribe. Next Sunday we are going to deep dive on another topic that will show up in your next interview definitely, or maybe in your production incident. So see you then. Happy learning.